Hi, I'm Jay Donahue, and welcome to Dedham Real Estate 411. Come on right in. Hi, and welcome to Dedham Real Estate 411. I'm Jay Donahue, and I'm here with Amy O'Brien I'm very happy to say, Donahue Real Estate Company, and Amy's going to help me out here. Amy is one of the best young real estate agents in the area. And how are you doing, Amy?
Great, thanks, Jay. Thanks
Good.
for having me here.
And also, Amy is a local Dedham girl, born and raised?
Yes, correct.
And where did you grow up?
I grew up in the Manor section of Dedham. I'm from a very large family, lived here all my life, and I love Dedham. It was part of my marriage contract when I married a Needham boy that we had to live in Dedham.
So you married up, but yet you pulled them down.
That's
great.
No.
We like that. So Sweet Home Down the Manor.
Absolutely, great song.
All right. Well, the first segment for the show is we're going to go out and we spoke to some Dedham residents on the street and just asked them a few basic questions about what's going on in the real estate market, what their failings are, and so let's go to that. Hi, we're here in beautiful Dedham Square. We're going to ask a few questions of Dedham residents about the local real estate market. Hi, here in Dedham Square with, well, of course, Amy Halson. How are you, Amy?
Very well today, Jay. How are you?
Good. And how long have you been living in Dedham?
I have lived in Dedham since 1998.
And what are your feelings on the real estate market? What might be going on in Dedham today?
It seems like things are starting to swing around for the better. That prices are starting to come back up, which is a really good sign. Dedham is really something for everyone. The sense of community that we have discovered here in Dedham is extraordinary. It's not anything I've ever experienced before. So beyond it being conveniently located, offering a lot of amenities, a beautiful downtown, Legacy Place, a lot of opportunities for recreational activities, beyond that, the sense of community is something that can't be matched.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Amy. All right. So, you know, it's interesting to me what brings people to Dedham and then ultimately what keeps people in Dedham as well. What do you find, you know, you work with a lot of first-time buyers. What's bringing people to Dedham and what do you find really attractive about Dedham that would keep them here?
Well, the first thing I'll say is, obviously, I love Dedham. And a big reason I love Dedham is because the community, the neighbors. When I grew up down the Manor, our neighbors were like our family. And it's funny because living in Riverdale, my neighbors are the same way. And I think people, it's really not one of the things that I see first-time buyers really think about until after they get into their house. And I always say, remember, your neighbors are one of the most important parts of living in your first home. Dedham is the kind of community that no matter where you go, you run into someone from Dedham, and it's like a club. And additionally, I see that first-time home buyers like Dedham because it's a central location. It's an easy commute to Boston, the Cape, New Hampshire, Maine. It's a beautiful, beautiful town. We've got Legacy Place, Dedham Square, wonderful shops.
Do you think Legacy Place has helped?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, good. I'm here in Dedham Square with Roger. How are you, Roger?
Good.
And Roger, just on the local real estate market, what do you think is happening with prices going up, going down, staying stable?
I think they've gone down. Over the past 3 years, I think they've gone down drastically. Well, it may go back up, but it will never go up at the rate that it went up before. I think they're going to level off and then increase at a very small rate.
Well, thank you very much, Roger. Have a nice day. So, you know, I think Roger's perspective is one shared by a lot of people. And, you know, sometimes I think, you know, we're all, you know, get our information and it's more of a national bent. What do you see with the values in Dedham right now?
From the peak of the market, we're down about 14%, and that's according to Boston Magazine.
That kind of rings for me. We saw about a 16 to 18% decrease in pricing from June of '05, which most people believe was the peak of the market. last year there was the average price was up 2.5%, and the median price was up 4%. So, you know, there's a little bit of a trending upward on the pricing over last year, and that's a good sign for Dedham. And I think our proximity to Boston really helps us in that regard.
Absolutely.
Here in Dedham Square with Phil, who works at Mocha Java, gets me coffee on quite a few occasions. How you doing, Phil?
Doing very well. How are you?
Good. And Phil, you live in Dedham, and you currently renting?
Yes, I live with my mother and my sister. We rent a 2-bedroom apartment in a nice little neighborhood down the street on East Street.
Great. And are you and your mom and family planning on buying a home anytime soon?
To be honest, I doubt that that's really in our future, just because of like where we stand economically. And once you've rented for so long, you basically are just dishing a bunch of money into property that you're never going to own. And to be able to have an income sufficient enough to be able to pay rent and save for a home that we'll ultimately own is basically a laughable concept for someone in my situation.
So he brings up a great point. I think a lot of people feel that they might be stuck in this situation as being someone who doesn't own a home, would like to own a home. What can a first-time home buyer do to maybe get themselves out of that situation and on the path towards home ownership?
Yeah, watching that segment, one of the things that I immediately came to mind was that I'm sure he's not really clear on what his position is yet until I'd advise him to take a first-time home buyer course and additionally get pre-approved, because I bet you anything the odds are that he's in a lot better position than he thinks he is.
Yeah. What we're seeing with the interest rates where they are today and values as well, that a person can buy a home for say $300,000 and it's going to cost them about $2,000 a month. It's a lot of money, but it gets you into a home. And most people, that's the kind of rent they're paying for the same thing. So it's a good trade-off.
Absolutely. Like I said, first-time home buyer course, a pre-approval, and during that process, if there's anything you need to fix or adjust or anything to change for the future, you'll get guided through that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hi, I'm here in Dedham Square with Karen Murray. How are you, Karen?
I'm good. How are you?
And you live in Dedham?
I do.
How long have you been living here?
I've been living here for 20 years.
Right. And why did you move to Dedham?
Well, we lived in Mission Hill section of Boston, and we moved here to get out of the Boston school system.
Sure. Very common story we hear often. And you've said you've been living here for 20 years. What are you hearing, or what's your sense of the Dedham real estate market today? Are the values up, down?
I think the values are probably down at the moment just because of the economy, but it's a beautiful town to live in, and we live in Green Lodge, which is an absolutely gorgeous area.
Well, Karen's story is pretty typical of a lot of people who have come to Dedham. I know my family came from Jamaica Plain in 1960. How about your family, Amy?
Yeah, my parents, my mother's a Dorchester woman, and my father was born and raised in Roxbury.
Isn't that Dorchester girl?
A Dorchester gal.
Yeah.
And they've been here about 44 years.
44 years, yeah. Very typical, and I think she's probably on exactly what's going on in the market, where she thinks it's, if I can put some words in her mouth, it's kind of leveled off, and because of Dedham and its location, proximity to Boston, et cetera, it will start to trend up slowly over the next couple of years.
I agree.
Hi, I'm here with Larry Brennan in Dedham Square. How you doing, Larry?
Fine, thank you, Jay. Yourself?
Great, thanks. Larry, how long have you lived in Dedham?
Just about 6 years.
Great. And what neighborhood in Dedham do you live in?
I'm actually in Oakdale, and loving it.
Great. And in terms of real estate values, what do you see going on in Dedham today?
I can't speak for the rest of Dedham, but I know in my area, I just refinanced in August, and the value of my house has stayed about the same. And for that, I'm very thankful.
Yeah, that's really positive. Well, thank you very much, Larry. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Jay.
Well, that's exciting news for Larry and the rest of us, isn't it?
Yes. Larry was one of the smart ones that refinanced, and I think Larry actually shows the importance of location. He's on a great street in Oakdale, and I'm very happy for him.
Yeah, yeah. The thing that we all need to recognize is that when they say prices are down 14%, quite frankly, that means someone's is down 28%, and someone might not be down any. And Larry, by dint of the location he's in, et cetera, has been able to maintain the value of his home over these last 4 or 5 years. So that's good news for a lot of us. And Amy's point of location is very important. As the rules of real estate come back, and location is certainly at the top of that list.
Of course, you're not biased as an Oakdale man.
No, I'm not at all. No.
How long have you been in Dedham?
I've been living in Dedham for about 30 years.
And what neighborhood in Dedham do you live in?
I live in the Riverdale section right up behind Pam's Market.
Fantastic. And so in terms of what you're hearing about the local real estate market, is it prices going up, prices going down? What are you hearing?
Well, actually, I'm not in the market myself to be buying or selling, but I have a niece that just bought a nice house in Green Lodge. They just passed papers the other day. And she seemed to have no problem with the local Dedham Institution of Savings for the mortgage. So she's one that is lucky to be buying.
Well, that was a delicious looking Reuben, and we all like Center Deli for sandwiches, and well, we know you go to Deli
I'm a
After
big
Dark.
fan.
You're
I'm
a
a
Deli
big
After
fan.
Dark girl, but
Great family that runs that business.
I think it's interesting. We're in an environment where you hear that credit is so tight. He indicated that his daughter had a fairly easy go of it at one of our favorite local banks.
Absolutely. I was really glad to hear about his family member's experience. Referencing Dedham State Savings Bank, when I work with buyers and I'm looking at their pre-approval, and when I'm working with sellers and we get an offer, the first thing I'm looking for is strong local banks. I don't want to see internet banks or fly-by-nighters. It's very important to have a strong local institution.
Yeah, we're finding today that if we have a strong pre-approval from a strong local bank or a national bank such as Wells Fargo, we know we'll get to the closing table.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm here in local clothing shop trends with the owner, Cheryl. How are you, Cheryl?
Good, Jay. How are you?
Fantastic. And Cheryl, you're born and raised in Dedham, is that correct?
I am. Yep.
And what neighborhood do you live in?
Oakdale. I grew up in Oakdale.
You didn't get too far from the homestead, huh? I did the same thing, honestly. It is a little sad, but that's okay. Well, we've survived. And, we're working here with Dedham Real Estate 411, a new local show on cable television, and wanted to ask you a couple of questions about the local real estate market. What do you see happening in the real estate market and in the economy in general?
Okay. Actually, I just heard this morning, and I agree that it's time to buy. The rates this year could go up next year. The houses are, I would think, rock bottom, but it's a great time to buy.
And how about the economy in general in Dedham Square?
It's tough. It's tough. People are definitely not out and about like they used to be. I hope it comes back.
Well, hopefully when the spring weather arrives,
I'm waiting for the sun. Yeah, the weather definitely has an impact on it.
Thank you very much, Cheryl. Have a nice day.
You too, Jay.
Take care.
What Cheryl said about Dedham Square and the businesses, I really encourage everyone to go, especially when the weather's nicer. But I like to take the kids and put them in the double stroller and walk to Dedham Square and go to Mocha Java and have a cup of coffee and just really be around the square because the businesses are wonderful.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Dedham Square's a great place to go for a cup of coffee or an ice cream or in the warm weather, which is upon us, and just getting back to the right time to buy. The axiom of you buy low and sell high. Well, this is obviously the opportunity to buy low, and those buyers who've been sitting on the fence might want to get in now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, now I'm gonna go jump in my car and head over to Hyde Park and visit with the Fioris who live on Washington Street, and we're gonna do a tour of their home and give them some suggestions to help them as they begin their journey of selling their home with some tips on saleability. See you when I get back.